What's popping and what's dropping? This your boy live and direct in absolute full effect out the 832. Y'all already know how Jimmy J Smooth do. Live and direct with my boy Craig Smith, man. We finna talk about some sports, man. We finna talk about everything he's willing to talk about, I should say. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, what's going on with my boy Craig Smith, man? What's popping, Craig?
Man, not much, man. Shoot, we trying to have we had 90 degrees sneak up on us on the last day of September, man. And let me say this: this day on the 30th marked the 1 year anniversary of the last day I talked to my pops, man. And then several days later, next month, last year, he passed on. So I had some fond memories of it, and like I posted on a Facebook status yesterday, man. I guess with his talk, it was his way of apologizing to me about how much of a fuckboy he was instead of just being a father. But I'm gonna say this, man. I ain't trying to start to show off on the sad note. I mean, it took some time for me to forgive him for that, but then as my mom's eloquently put it, I gotta follow some of his loyal band of flunky followers. But they ain't what she really called them. She called them little fucky followers. So and my mom's never said the F word unless she was pissed off. But it took me a while to forgive him, but some of his little followers and stuff, had a hand in instigating a lot of things. It's gonna take some time to forget him. But yeah, man, I had to remember about that. And all I can say is, hey, he probably, him and his brother probably up there holding down the gates of heaven. So, but with that being said, man, when also tomorrow, that's if you don't mind, we got to do a special Jimmy J Smooth, because I've been hitting about D-Day, yeah, court date. That's all I gotta say. You know what I'm talking about on that.
Most definitely, dog. Most definitely, dog.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna let everybody know. I'm not saying names. Jimmy, prepare yourself to ask me some questions about some things, that's pertaining to the court and what led up to it and how I felt about, certain family members on that side or whatever. Let's just say, hey, I never had a bad thing to say about several of them, and I wasn't too fond of one. And that's all I got to say on that. I'm going to come clean on this. This ain't going to be this Jimmy J Smooth has my permission to not come with the bullshit on this live stream for tomorrow. He ain't going to come. And if he ain't coming with no bullshit, he ain't going to be asking no bullshit questions. I ain't going to give him no bullshit answers. I'm going to come clean about what all happened, what went down, and everything. And that's gonna be it. But we're gonna get on. We're gonna get rocking and rolling here with college football, man. So far, I've been impressed with the season. Who I have not been impressed with was James Franklin, who once again fucked around and laid a big ass shit turd against Ohio State last night. I don't know what it is with James Franklin. Now, mind you, I like the guy. I like him. Love him to death. Vanderbilt love him. He's still being talked about up there in Nashville for what I'm saying, from as we talk now.
Yeah.
But it's just, man, Penn State had the perfect game plan, and Meyer kind of stepped it up. And let's keep it 1,010, man. Ohio State, and I don't know if you saw my video about Kelly Bryant transfer. I'm going to talk about that. Ohio State has the most loaded team in college football right now. They have the best coaching staff right now. And with Greg Schiano being defensive coordinator, that's his natural position, because this dude, he was shitting at, I got to admit, Greg Schiano, he sometimes he as a coach at times. But with him as a defensive coordinator, that dude can call some damn good packages, dog. But tweeted Jacquez Green, big shout out to him, Florida legend, Godby Florida High School offensive coordinator in Tallahassee. I tweeted him and told him, man, that what the fuck was Graciano thinking calling the 46 package after Ohio State 7 and Penn State scored on the 93-yard post route? You don't do that. But
I agree.
But he redeemed himself by calling a lot of nickel blitzes. And I mean, he had jailbreak screens coming in that crunch time. So I really don't know what the fuck is Penn State's problem is, man. Because, man, when they play Ohio State close, because it's reminiscent of last year, though. Because, see, I guess that too many crunch time drill, man. You know, Franklin don't know what to do because Shiano outsmarts him all the time, man. The man was running. Last year, he ran big nickel on the ass. He ran some straight 3-4 gangster ass big nickel on him. This time, this fool ran some nickel eye fronts on him. Nothing but 3-man, 4-man rushes and shit. And he dropped two to three deep in the background. And and most of them wasn't. A couple of them were soft cover twos. A couple of them were hard cover twos. And hell, he even had some aggressive cover ones on there that basically should just shut Penn State down. So it's just saying, I don't know what it is. And then you got to fuck around. You got to play Michigan next. Penn State, come on now. And Michigan, to be honest with you, Michigan really didn't look too good either yesterday.
Yeah.
Because Northwestern, you know, and I told a coworker of mine, I said, Northwestern, I said, hey, they represent my hometown in Chicago, Evanston, Illinois. That's a suburb of it, you know. And Pat Fitzgerald's a good coach, but Northwestern is the most strangest team in college football, dog. How you gonna finish? Go 11-2 one year, okay? You're gonna go 10-3 one year, 11-2 the next with the same team from your 10-3 team, and then the following year you go 5-7 with the same fucking team, no injuries, no nothing. You know they're strange. They're strange. They're a different breed of cat. They're a strange cat. You know, but but. Penn State, they shit the bed. I don't know what Mike Norvell did yesterday, if they played yesterday. So, Central Florida, they're looking fucking good. And Jimmy, I'm gonna throw a toss-up question because I got a couple of emails. One of them is a toss-up, and one of the listener emails is a thank you to us. So, which is pretty enlightening, man. You know, but Penn State really shit the bed last night, dude. And who else shit the bed last night?
Oh, Memphis shit the bed by losing to Tulane for the first time in forever in the day.
Are you what?
The Tigers, Memphis, lost to Tulane yesterday.
Wait a minute. This is Craig. This is Craig Smith, Craig Jericho signing off of the Jimmy J. Smooth Network. We'll holler at y'all tomorrow. I don't fucking believe that shit.
Yeah, they got blew out by Tulane.
At Tulane.
At Tulane, yeah. This is the first time Tulane beat Memphis in years.
Norvell need his ass whooped for that shit.
Exactly. How do you lose to a fucking private institution that can barely fucking recruit?
Norvell need his ass whooped on that shit, bro. He really do.
Tulane can't get the top guys like they used to, man. When what was that dude that went undefeated with him? Bowden. Tommy Bowden.
Tommy Bowden, that was their only good year, and he had Rich Rodriguez as offensive coordinator and Sean King as the quarterback.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest here, Jimmy, about Sean King. He really wasn't that good.
He was okay. I'll say that. He was okay.
He just didn't read no defenses and shit. You know, he really wasn't that good to me, period.
He was okay in my personal. I don't know. But, you know, he'd been on some fuck shit with that Players Association thing, though, for sure, though.
Oh, I didn't know about that. Enlighten me.
He's a part of the Players Association, and he'd been on some real hoe-ass shit, and that's the reason why these owners have been able to do some dick in the booty ass shit they've been doing for ages. You know, because you know he's been associated with it. Him and I can't even think of that whole ass other motherfucking name, but I don't know his name. I don't know his name off the top of my head, and don't really give a fuck. But they've been on some bullshit. I'll say that.
Okay, that's understandable. Yeah, man. But I'm gonna look that up, man, and let me see. I think BYU. Me and big shout out to my boy Corey Wolf. We got to get him on the live stream, man.
Yeah, we gotta get big Corey Wolf. And I just hate the way Corey Wolf is just getting popped by Facebook every time I look. Corey be speaking.
He didn't tell me why. I like to know why.
It's most likely he didn't call some shit out because Corey Wolf is a straight shooter. He's a Sagittarius, so he gonna keep it 1,010. So I mean, I can't do nothing but respect him, man. Even you know, I have disagreements with him from time to time. Yeah. We go at it, but
y'all cool though. I mean, y'all have respect. Let me put it like this: y'all have respectable disagreements.
Yeah, most definitely.
Meaning y'all ain't gonna do no petty shit by blocking one another and all that other hula moolah bullshit and all that other shit. Punk ass folks to be on Facebook and Twitter and all the other shit. Dude, you say the wrong thing, they block you. If they found out your ass farted the wrong way at somebody's house, they block you. You know.
Yeah. Now, only way I block you on Facebook is if you're just doing some coon shit or you're doing some real disturbing stuff, saying some real disturbing stuff like co-signing pedophilia or something of that nature. That's the only way.
I block a person on that regard too. Now, I mean, but. You know, I got blocked by my good friend Rock Chalker because he thought I was making a racist post. I mean, bro, you know, but when you confirm that you the same color as I am and gonna call me racist, no, dog.
Yeah, and I've addressed that before, but but it is what it is, though, man. But yeah, Tulane beat Memphis 49 to. Let me make the score. No, 40-24. Still bad as hell. That's still a fucked up score.
That's just a piss poor performance because he got to answer for that. Norvell got to answer for that shit because they gonna look at that little job. Oh, okay, you got to be like, oh well, you got a nice impressive resume here, Norvell. But what was your excuse about losing to Tulane, huh? What was that about?
And you know something though, my thing with Norvell, this is the reason why I said Norvell should have stayed at Memphis. And I think he made the right decision by staying at Memphis is because of piss poor pussy performances like this. This is why he should have stayed. He should stay at Memphis. He should stay at Memphis because of fuck boy performances like that. Because if he does something like that at a major school, they're going to be ready to get his ass up out of there. Mm-hmm. You're going to have people stop coming into the games to make sure you don't get no revenue. When you lose to fuckboy teams like that, the way they've been losing, see, I can understand why Tulane been 2-3. They played Wake Forest, and they played Ohio State, so they had a tough schedule ahead of them. So I can get that, but when you play against a team like Tulane, Memphis, a Memphis team that is as good as this Memphis team is. There's no excuses to lose to a Tulane like that.
And see, and that's gonna hurt that automatically. And them, and I have a bad opinion about ESPN as it is. That fucked up their chances of hitting the Power 5 New Orleans January 1st bowl. Straight up.
Yeah.
Now I'll put it like this. I'd rather for Memphis to lose to UCF, who I know they finna play next, and UCF is playing some damn good ball.
They play Connecticut next, sir.
Okay. Well, UCF, who, Memphis?
Memphis play Connecticut. I'm looking at the schedule right in front of me.
Okay. Well, they better win that one.
But UCF is the next game. You're correct.
Okay.
assessment that UCF.
I can buy Memphis losing to UCF like that, but right now I'm selling on Memphis losing to Tulane like that. That's no fucking excuse. So Norvell see somebody already put the matches to Norvell's ass and thing was getting ready to light one. So
yeah. Then they actually, and actually with UCF was supposed to play. They were supposed to play North Carolina, but Hurricane Florence came in, so they have a game canceled. So they have a chance if they pass Memphis and Navy. Because once they play Memphis, I feel like they're going to run the table again.
I think UCF going to go undefeated again, dog. Because even though Hyper was a known fuckboy, he was a known fuckboy in Missouri. The man said that he, the man, he been recruiting pretty strong. He followed Scott Frost's example of how he recruited. So, because he said him and Scott Frost kind of recruit the same way. So, speaking to him, we're going to talk about him a little bit later. But it should be no fucking excuse for Mike Norvell to shit the bed like that against fucking Tulane. UCF, okay, we wouldn't be complaining about that. Let me put it like this. You said the score is 40-24, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If UCF had to beat Memphis like that, that's a good loss. That's not a bad loss. That's a good loss. A 40-24 loss to Tulane, that's a terrible loss.
Oh, I'm forgetting. I have to stand correct on the UCF schedule. They have three teams that could possibly beat them. Cincinnati is undefeated as we speak. UCF is undefeated, and then they have to play Memphis. But other than that, they could easily run the table and go undefeated again. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. They can go undefeated again. Cause see, then they got then also consider the fact they got to play Houston too, man. I'm not too fond of Major Applewhite. So
yeah. Well, UCF don't have to. Well, Memphis have to play Houston. UCF doesn't have to play Houston, but they would
have to play in the championship game.
In the championship game, you're absolutely correct on that. So yeah, they got a pretty decent schedule these last 7 games. They got a pretty decent schedule, but again, they 2 of those tough games going to be at home in Orlando, so they can beat Navy at home. They can beat Cincinnati at home, and they got South Florida on the road. So yeah, they can run the table again. That's the thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So like I said, Hyper, a lot of guys was like wasn't too keen on the hire, and as much as I like Oklahoma, I think Hyper, he came from Oklahoma, so he instilled the little Oklahoma Christmas on there.
Well, he came when Big Bob Stoops first came to Oklahoma. Yep. He came a few years after when Bob Stoops. I think a year or two. Bob Stoops was just not getting to Oklahoma with Josh Heupel, and he wasn't running all. Well, he was running a good passing offense, but it wasn't as complex in the later years until the later years and stuff like that.
Yeah. See, and then speaking of Bob Stoops, see what made me.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I was seeing what made me and this is the problem. See what made me what I didn't like about Bob Stoops was the fact, man, he alternated, he kept changing up the offense and stuff. I mean, he defensive mind. I mean, because you never knew what Oklahoma was gonna do. They were gonna be. Now I will give him credit. I mean, he did eliminate that old tried and true shit that who was that coach after Barry Switzer? I'm trying to figure out who he replaced.
I think Howard Schnellenberger temporarily was there, and I don't know who was after Howard.
Man, because I think a lot of people, they were tired of Barry, just running the ball like that and wasn't no passing. So Yeah, you got to give Bob Stoops credit, man, because he did break the mold on that shit. He broke the mold of being he with him being hard. They supposed to be a hard defensive team, but he changed that offense real good. He wanted to be multiple. But I'm gonna say this: I think the original Mad Hatter, the multiple offense in college football right now to this day, you got to give it to Washington's Chris Peterson, man, because I was watching them against BYU. Dude was running some old school shit mixed in with the new school. Man, yeah. I got to give it to him. Chris Peterson is a master. And then I tweeted a guy by the name of NY Kid Sports because he's a NCAA football player and a big Notre Dame fan. I told him, I said, I have a printout of an old article on Smart Football. This is like years ago when Chris Peterson is at Boise State, right?
Yes, sir.
One of his assistants, and they asked the man, does Chris Peterson run a set offense? He said, no, we don't. He said, no, we don't have no base offense. We don't run no West Coast, like for example, he said the template ain't West Coast or Earnhardt Perkins. He said, we just go out there and run plays.
And you know who that reminds me of in college basketball?
Coach K.
Well, his version of the motion offense can go either way, but that reminds me more of Michigan State, Tom Izzo. Tom Izzo doesn't have a base offense. He runs it based on what the defense sees. He kind of runs like a college football like offense on the basketball court. So if the team going slow down the court, they're going to run up and down. If the team is slowing you down on offensive end, then you run a half court system. He runs multiple systems and stuff like that on the court.
And then I'm gonna tell you how cool this is. Speaking of Tom Izzo, Mark D'Antonio got a lot of respect for Tom Izzo. He said he based his offense off of Tom Izzo, what to run.
Yep.
And that's a lot of respect. Because when you had, again, Mark D'Antonio, man, he under that saving tree. He all about defense too, but he all about defense too, but he believed in running a multiple offense as well, man. And that's where he learned, he learned all his stuff from. And he said a good quote. He said, everything that you see in basketball, he said, I look at basketball like this. It's football, except for the fact they ain't tackling nobody and they're on hardwood and not grass. And everything what they're running offensively is what we run.
Yeah.
Just different. And I agree with that, man. Because when you think about it, like all these football coaches say, they went to a game when Baylor had Art Briles, and I forgot who's the coach. It was, I think, Scott Drew's the coach at Baylor. Because a lot of people was complaining about Scott Drew not wanting to change his ways. So he said that one of his his dad took him to a basketball game. He said, well, I'm here because his dad was retired. His dad long retired. He said, come on, we're going to go to a basketball game. So they went to a Baylor. So no, I said, we're going to go to a football game. I stand corrected. So,
yeah.
And Scott said he wasn't into football. He said he watched a little bit of football, but and kind of ironic, his dad took him to a Baylor game and saw Briles play. And he saw the offense he said his dad told him, he said, if he can change everything right here, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
And he worked.
Yeah. And his father, Scott Drew was at Valparaiso for years.
Yeah.
He was there for
I remember that game, that 98 tournament game, they beat Ole Miss, man. That was a good game.
You said you was there?
No, I wasn't there. I was at I remember where I was when that motherfucker happened. I was still at when did I leave? I was still at Fort Sill, Oklahoma when that happened. Cause we was getting ready to leave. Cause we watched it. Cause matter of fact, man, we watched that game. Cause back in '98, our AIT graduation date was supposed to be like in February, okay? But we were supposed to be home in March, but like I said, the fuckery that is the military, they push shit back. They push shit back. So we left in March. No, I watched it for. I watched the. I was there when. No, I'm lying. I was home when Ole Miss lost to Valparaiso. That was a good ass game, man. I'm like, damn. I'm put like this. I binge watched on all the basketball and wrestling I could, man, because man, I missed a lot of shit while I was gone. So I was like, man, but yeah, that Ole Miss and Valparaiso, that was a good game. They lost it. They lost at the buzzer. That was a good game.
Yeah, and that's when Ole Miss had a loaded squad. At that time, they had Ansu Cisse, they had Raheem Lockhart, they had that little short 5'6" dude from Little Rock. But they were pretty. But that Ole Miss team, they could have made several tournaments. I mean, I'm talking about deep in the tournaments with those teams because they swept Arkansas during that 4-year period. They swept Arkansas, and that's the only time Ole Miss had beaten Arkansas twice in their entire history. They swept Arkansas all 4 years. That particular senior class, they swept Arkansas the 4 years they were there, and that's the only time that's happened throughout their whole history. You know what I'm saying? So, and because a lot of those players was upset that Nolan Richardson didn't recruit them, but you also got to take into account outside of Little Rock, Arkansas, you know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of talent there, which is why the University of Arkansas was typically goes to Memphis and other major cities or a lot of schools out in Texas and stuff like that. They recruit a lot there because there's not a lot of talent in basketball in Arkansas. There are exceptions to that rule. You had Sidney Moncrief, Corliss Williams, it's a few other guys I don't know off the top of my head, but that particular senior class was beating the shit out of Arkansas at that particular time. Arkansas would beat everybody. They would beat Kentucky. They would run through the SEC, but when they played Ole Miss during that time period, you know what I'm saying, Ole Miss beat the shit out of them every time. So
yeah, and then that also, I think, when did Nolan leave? 98 and 99, I think.
Nolan left, I think, in 01, I think it was. It was either 02 or 01. Because right around that time, Memphis had beat Arkansas for the first time at Bud Walton. Somewhere around that timeline.
Yeah, and then you can kind of tell that Nolan was losing his touch a little bit. So,
well, the way they fired Nolan, I think they was wrong for that. I think they should have. When you have legendary coaches like that, I think you gotta let them leave on their own. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I wasn't a fan of Bobby Bowden, but the way Florida State just got Bobby Bowden out of there, in spite of Bobby Bowden being on that fuck shit, he did create the foundation for Florida State football. You can argue, I keep on forgetting this coach because he coached so many of the Hall of Famer guys, but the guy you can say that the guy who coached him helped build that foundation, but it was Bobby Bowden who took Florida State on a whole nother level, and it made them into a powerhouse. You know what I'm saying? Because for a long time, the University of Florida was kicking their ass. And then during that timeline, Florida only won 3 games in the Bobby Bowden era in Tallahassee.
Right.
During that entire time that he was there, they only won 3 games out there in Tallahassee. You know what I mean? So he built that foundation there. And from time to time, you know what I'm saying? From time to time, you know what I'm saying? Outside of the Bobby Bowden years, they would have breaks from the University of Florida. And Bobby Bowden came there. He was like, look, we finna play Florida and we finna play Miami every year. He built that foundation, which is why the University of Miami and University of Florida is on the schedule every year, is because of Bobby Bowden. He was like, look, we're not finna act. I know we've been getting our ass kicked by those guys, but we finna play them every year. We're not finna take them off the schedule at all. So he built that foundation. And when you're dealing with guys like legends, Nolan Richardson is a legend. Let those guys leave on their own. Don't sit there and try to rush them out, especially if they gave y'all a championship. Too much of that what do you do, have you done for me lately mentality with among not only college administration as well as professional administrations as well. But y'all got to change it, because what if you have a good coach? A good coach is going to be looking at that and be like, well, I can't build my foundation here. Let me go somewhere else. You can't be like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if a guy give you a championship, what's you going to fire him for?
Thank you. I mean, and then and I'll be honest with you, I really didn't like the way Kentucky fired Tubby Smith to get Billy Gillispie, and you saw how that turned out. And then when they went in and got John Calipari, this dude that played on Kentucky, Jody Meeks, who's semi-relevant / irrelevant in the NBA right now. That man made it vocal. Come talking about if y'all gonna get Calipari, I'm not gonna play for him. And then he never gave his reason why. So I'm like, okay. So but I didn't like how, like I said, I didn't like how Kentucky fired Tubby. A lot of people, then the thing like you said about with Arkansas, because I mean, I'll put it like this: Nolan's days were short, man. When the way that man came back with with everybody back from the 93-94 national title team, and they were shitting the bed all season. And it wasn't no excuse.
Yeah, they did. But at the same time, when you're the defending national champions, everybody's gonna be coming at you. Everybody's gonna be coming at you. But the good thing was they made it to the championship game. They didn't win, but they made it to the championship game. So that was the good thing. But they were playing like shit. But you gotta think about it. They were in a loaded SEC. You have when they went to when they won that championship, you had Florida. You had Florida and you had Kentucky no, you didn't. But anyway, those what I'm saying is those teams in the SEC was very loaded. The Kentucky's teams was loaded. Those Florida teams was loaded. Even Alabama would give you hell at that particular time. So the
Mississippi State was loaded. They had Eric Dampier.
Yeah, LSU would give you hell. I mean, the SEC. We talk about the SEC now, but SEC basketball in that mid-90s, really, I'll say when Arkansas came there, the SEC started becoming hot, because at first the SEC was primarily dominated by Kentucky. Every once in a while, you had LSU come through.
Yeah.
You had one year where Georgia made it to their first NCAA tournament, but
take a while against Tubby Smith.
Yeah. Yeah, so that SEC was a loaded conference. So, I mean, that wasn't going to be easy at all, man. I mean, it wasn't like the Duke teams that came back with Christian Laettner and them. You know what I'm saying? With Arkansas, they were dealing with a beast right there. So it is what it is with Arkansas.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I wasn't too like I said last night, man, with Penn State, I wasn't too thrilled with them shitting the bed like that. And Franklin, great coach, damn good coach, great coach. He should have stayed steps ahead on what to run with the offense, because he kept trying to run the same thing over and over and over. I mean, you can't run that on Ohio State, who's strictly a 3-4 one-gap team, man, and they went straight nickel on them. That messed them up. So,
yeah, I agree, man. But James Franklin gonna have better days. I suggest James Franklin to win out the rest of the games and try to compete for a spot in the Big Ten championship.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
He beat Michigan, man. He's straight.
Yeah. I know, because one thing about Penn State, or at least him being at Penn State, I don't think he's ever beat those guys all in the same season. Now I could be wrong, but to my memory, I don't think he beat all the big teams in the Big Ten all in the same season. He could have, but I'm not sure. But like I say, as long as he stays relevant at Penn State, I think you're not gonna have to worry about him losing his job at all. But I would like for him to run the table and go undefeated, especially with this recruiting class he came out with the last season recruiting class. I mean, that was the best recruiting class they didn't had in ages out there, man.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yep. So man, I mean, a lot of teams shit to bear. I'm still at a loss, man. That's the way you said. Memphis losing to Tulane. I don't even want to talk about that no more.
Yeah, and with me, if you feel like I'm kind of lost on some college football, that's because, like I say, I've been working 7 days a week for the whole month. As a matter of fact, throughout this entire month, because the month is going to end literally tomorrow. I've only had 2 off days, literally. That's because
it's time for you to have off day, bro.
Yeah, and that's because we have to get this order out. We're dealing with Facebook, so we have to get this day off. But I'm gonna ask for next Sunday off at some, either next Sunday or Sunday after next for sure, so I can just lay down. Yeah. But that's the reason why I go to sleep early during the week, so I can adjust to the schedule. Because when you have 7 days off, because I did this at FedEx when I was younger. We got to take into account we get older, so it's not like when I was in my mid to late 20s. It's different. You know what I'm saying? I think I worked 6 months without a day off when I was at FedEx, because they were letting us get all the hours we want. But I was doing that for a whole nother reason. I'm not doing that. It's not like in this situation, I have to do that.
Right. And speaking of FedEx, I don't know if you heard, man. I don't know if you more likely it's been on hush hush, but it's been in this group I follow. A young lady got severely injured out there at FedEx. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you what happened. I want everyone you listen to this and everybody else to listen.
Yeah.
Young man. Okay, and the police still looking for his ass. Okay. The man, he wrecked his charge and stuff like that because he got in an accident. He hit this woman, and the Jeep was a rental. Okay, because she already was shaken up. All right, so instead of him staying on the scene, the dumb fool fled the scene. Okay. And everybody described it to him what he looked like, and everybody. So if anybody that's in Memphis, listen up. So if anybody out in the Memphis area know the guy that left the scene of accident over there on FedEx at the Tullahoma parking lot that had on a black Gucci shirt, long, tall, and lanky, and he left the scene with just his with no shoes on. He had his socks on. Hurried up, got in the bag, called his partner, and got in the car. Man, get that police the information, man. For real. Because that's a bunch of bullshit. But then this is the messed up part. Okay, they said the girl was a woman, was all right. So then when she was leaving, she messed around and got hit by an employee that was leaving. Okay, but see, at least old boy stayed though. Okay. He stayed with her. He even went, what they said, he even went to the hospital with this girl because they said the woman was in so much pain, dog. And it's just like, wow. But Jimmy, that's the prime reason why we left FedEx, man. It's too much, man. It's too much shit going on.
Yeah.
And then for what they said, but hold on, for what they said about the dude, said he was looking for his age, said he was a little bit silly, said he liked to cut donuts and what is it that flexing? He liked to flex out the parking lot and all the, they do that old stupid, they like to do all that stupid stuff back in, back what niggas did in high school, flexing your ride. Who still do that? Nobody don't care about what ride. Let me tell you something. If you got you a Dodge Charger or Infinity with nice rims or the illegal tint you ain't got no business having on your windows, and then other illegal materials that you ain't supposed to have on your car, big deal. You know, yeah, okay, you got it. So what? You got a car. Don't flex it. Don't flaunt it. So what? You ain't doing nothing but drawing yourself attention to yourself. It's like what Denzel told what you call an American gangster, said American Gladiators. Man, really? American Gangster. The loudest person in the room is the weakest.
Exactly. That's very true.
Okay. And that's true. So and what you guys, whether it's in Memphis, it's still it's semi few here in Huntsville, and I know it's probably some down there in H-Town where you at, but mainly Memphis in general. If you got these rides and you flexing, stop drawing attention to yourself. You ain't nothing but the weakest person. You ain't doing nothing but being the weakest nigga in the streets. Let's just be real. You are officially the weakest nigga in the streets when you gotta flex your ride like that. But for this dude to hit the woman and not flee the scene and not stay there to see he was all right, your ass deserved to be caught by the police, man. You deserve it. And then you gonna call your partner up. And then they said the dude came back and he took pictures. And then they dipped.
Yeah.
What's wrong with these people, man?
I have a problem with that because not only you could have killed this woman, but you let this woman to get hit again by somebody else because of your stupidity. You know what I'm saying? So a motherfucker like that, he needs to be arrested. You know what I'm saying? Now here's another thing. Here's another bone I want to pick. FedEx. Yes, I'm talking about the company owned by Frederick Smith the Fourth, I think his name is.
I guess.
Whatever his name is. All the motherfucking cameras you have over there at FedEx, and you couldn't catch this motherfucker. You couldn't catch a motherfucker. I can understand you not being able to catch a motherfucker in Houston. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I will say, at our airports, if you do anything, or especially around this area, oh, you finna get popped. You finna get a ticket or something. But at FedEx, with all the motherfucking cameras at FedEx, they couldn't catch the motherfucker boy who did this whole ass shit. What agenda does FedEx got? It's too many fucking cameras. You said on the Tullahoma parking lot. Am I correct?
Yeah, and Tullahoma got up, bro. And Tullahoma got cameras. You don't even know where they at, man. I know where a few of them are. I'm not gonna say on the air, but where the main ones are, ain't no excuse. They got to make way cameras, man. You know.
That should have automatically went to airport police and Memphis police all in the fucking same time. Sheriff department. This dude should have been caught by now. So what agenda does FedEx have by not catching this dude? It ain't hard to catch a motherfucker in that small ass, you know what I'm saying, close-knit ass city like Memphis. It's not hard to catch a motherfucker. So who is this motherfucker related to for him to be able to get away? And when this shit happened yesterday, a few days ago?
No, not yesterday. I think they said it happened Friday night.
Friday night. So still, he should have been caught within 24, 48 hours. He should be caught by now. The son of a bitch who did this shit should be caught by now. There's no excuses for this, FedEx. And y'all got to get on board with the Memphis Police Department, Shelby County Sheriff. This motherfucker should be caught. I don't give a fuck if this motherfucker was in by Hellier, Mississippi some fucking where. This bitch should have been caught by now.
Mm-hmm.
There's no excuse for a fuckboy like that to be able to be running around the Memphis metropolitan area and not be punished. This bitch, whoever this bitch is, should be punished to the fullest extent of the law. They should look at this motherfucker.
Yeah, he had to did that in Texas. I mean, that's in the story, bro. That's a wrap.
Oh, they would have found his ass if he was in Houston. They would hide his bitch ass. Man, the sheriff would get his ass by now. They would have caught him by now because it's hard to get away with shit, especially around this area. Like, I have a homeboy, you know, he works with me. I'm not going to say his name on air, but, you know, he took me home yesterday. But we got to fighting out here off of Harwin and Gessner. You know, we're very close to the Westheimer, Richmond Avenue area.
Right.
The police came so fucking fast, he didn't have time to fucking run. That's how fast the fucking police came. at his house because you know he was protecting himself. It was basically self-defense, but the police came and arrested everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I'll tell you about it off air. But the police came so fucking fast, he didn't even have time to go back in the fucking house. That's how fast the police came.
Man, yeah, in Memphis, man, hell, in Memphis, you like always had time to calm yourself down, take a shit, get a drink of water, and dip.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, this area, you ain't gonna be able to get away with anything. You're not gonna get away with shit out here, bro.
Hell no. That'd be the same Huntsville police too, man. There'd be a lot of stuff going on here in H'ville, you know, but hey, police ain't gonna let you get away with shit.
Yeah. Now in the hood, they may let you get away. Like Fifth Ward, a lot of shit go down, but here, like this side of the track, oh no.
No, bro. I got you.
Yeah, not at all. It ain't even finna go down and shit like that. Yeah. So did Florida State have a bye week this week?
No, they came back and beat Louisville, man. DeAndre Francine played good.
And what was the score against Louisville?
29, I think it was 29 to 24, 26 to 24, one of them. But they played good though.
Okay, yeah. So they're waking up, but I'm still pissed off that they lost to Syracuse. You know, I'm like, come on, y'all got to do better than that. But
Clemson almost lost to Syracuse yesterday because of Kelly Bryant. And speaking of Florida State, man, let me give a big shout out to Trey Murphy because he is my most unreasonable Florida State fan as he is. That's my boy, but sometimes reasoning with him about Florida State is like reasoning with a rat about shit. That's all.
That boy, you ain't shit for that one, boy. You ain't shit for that boy.
That's my boy, man. Shit. He had a gun to Merce's head, told him fool about what the problem is with the team. He wouldn't accept it. That's why I said sometimes reason with my boy Burf about Florida State is like reason with a rat about where he needs shit. So yeah, so that's my boy though, man. I mean, but yeah, man. Clemson almost lost Syracuse yesterday, and then the Kelly Bryant situation because he transferred yesterday, man. He transferred Friday on his birthday. So, I mean, and then come to find out, big shout out to Corey Wolf, by the way, the fucking starter, the freshman, the true freshman that replaced him, he called himself and he made some little just dumb. A dumb move when he sat out for the rest of the game because of concussion protocol.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. Because Kelly was saying that, he never and which is true because like he said, he never been in trouble with nobody. He never heard his name on, as far as like law and stuff goes and all that. But let's be real. Here's the initials, NDL. Numbers don't lie. They done played how many games already? 4 games, right?
Right.
Okay. Kelly Bryant only got 2 touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns and 1 interception. The Trevor Lawrence dude got 9 and 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
I mean, Kelly, yeah, you good quarterback, good dude, but let's be real. You are not the next Deshaun Watson because hell, Deshaun Watson even fucked up in his senior year playing stupid and had to apologize for it.
Yeah.
You gotta apologize, what you gotta apologize for your play for. I mean, you are what you are.
Yeah, but also I give college quarterbacks a little bit more of a benefit of the doubt because a lot of times they're in the system offenses, and the offensive coordinator makes a difference with a lot of these quarterbacks in college football, whereas in the NFL, with the NFL, you have to learn how to read defenses a little better, but in college football, you don't have to make a lot of reads because the offensive coordinator is making most of the reads and stuff like that. So it's not as complicated in college football as it is in professional football. So
right.
With that being said, like I say, if they feel like he's not a good fit for the system, they need to swap him out. That's the way I look at it. They need to go ahead and swap him out.
Yeah, but I also stated in the video. I mean, he said it was a slap in the face with how he, how he was treated and everything, stuff like that. Like, okay, yeah, I feel him on that. But still, he wasn't consistent. And Paul Feinbaum said it best. He got exposed in the playoff game against Alabama. Man, and you talking about big time exposed? Kelly got exposed. Emphasis on the word exposed. He's not good.
Yeah.
Brian is not good. So I think a good landing spot for him would be down there with Lane Kiffin. Lane will make your ass better.
Yeah. Well, I can't call him lame no more because Lane is doing his thing at Florida Atlantic, man.
We'll back up. You tell the line. You called him lame several times, even when he is doing his thing. Even with him doing this thing in Florida Atlantic now.
Yeah. That's why I say I can't call him lame no more right now because I think that's the good fit for him. And I say if you listen to Lane Kiffin, because I know somebody from Florida Atlantic listening, man. I might not have no more than 100 guys listening, but I'm gonna say this: he need to stay there at Florida Atlantic. He need to stay there. Don't go nowhere. Sometimes you just got to build your legacy. Sometimes taking the big job at these big schools is not for you, but you can turn around a little program and do your thing. You know what I'm saying? So
I think that'd be a good landing spot for Kelly, man. I mean, so he can basically learn his craft. He'll have more than 2 touchdowns in 4 games. I mean, you look at what Patrick Mahomes doing in the NFL right about now. I mean, excuse me for a minute. Well, I had a phone call. I had to send it to voicemail. But when you're looking at what Patrick Mahomes doing in the NFL right now, the Chiefs, dude, I think they got a bye week. Dude really in 4 games, he's leading the league in touchdowns at 13. His first start replacing check down Alex, as Shannon Sharp like to call Alex Smith. Check down Alex. He replacing check down Alex, and he has scored 13 touchdowns. Alex Smith had 13 touchdowns in the season. Here, Patrick Mahomes has got 13 touchdowns in 4 games.
Yeah,
and Kansas City is running a college offense. They running a mix and match of a college offense with with emphasis on the pro. Pro stuff.
With him, he was born to be a fucking quarterback because you got to think about it. His dad was a major baseball pitcher, and had his dad not been injured throughout his career, he probably would have been a Hall of Fame pitcher. But he was just hurt so damn much. So he was pretty much born to be a quarterback or some type of athlete. You know what I'm saying? So he get a lot of that arm strength from his father. You know what I'm saying? Pat Mahomes Sr. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, and then he went to Texas Tech, and he quietly set a lot of records. He haven't set the all-time passing yards record, but I think he set the freshman and the sophomore records and shit like that. He set some pretty good records quietly because the Big 10, the Big 12 have been so quiet for the most part outside of the big schools is just crazy. But he been quietly doing his thing with that PlayStation offense. And he went over.
Yeah, and see that's why they've been so quiet because word has it with Texas Tech though, Cliff Kingsbury on his last leg too. I mean, he a good coordinator, and he come from that Kevin Sumlin tree also. But man, he gonna have to he got to get it together.
Where Cliff Kingsbury at? Where he's at? I'm trying to figure out where he's at.
He used to be the offensive coordinator for Houston. Now he at Texas Tech. He took the Texas Tech coaching job. Because him and Dana Holgorsen was on the same staff at Houston. Dana went to West Virginia, and that's when Jim Beeline or whatever the coach was, the assistant, was trying to dig up some dirt on Dana Holgorsen because they were saying the man was the coach in waiting. And when the West Virginia brass found out what old boy was about to do, they just went and told the man and said, "Look, well, we're gonna have to let you go." It's like when Bruce say, "Why white person fire you while laughing in your face?" I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to let you go. They told the man to kick rocks, and Dana was named the coach.
Yeah, Cliff. I think Cliff should have stayed the offense coordinator.
And he used to play for Texas Tech too. He was the quarterback a while back.
And he also won a Super Bowl ring riding the bench. That's the crazy. He
did say that.
Yeah. But yeah, I think he should have stayed offensive coordinator a little bit better. I know the money, when you start seeing those commas, like Future say, when you see those commas, you gonna jump to it. But damn, son, you just need to. You need seats, man. You just need to sit your ass down. And here's the thing about Coach Cliff Kingsbury, and I can understand why he became head coach. He's coached guys like Coach Case Keenum, who made it to the conference championship. He coached guys like Johnny Manziel, Baker Mayfield, Davis Webb, as well as Patrick Mahomes. So he was due for a head coaching job. But I think sometimes you need to chill a little bit. You need to chill a little bit and learn the game from somebody a little bit longer. Sometimes you just need to let somebody. You just need to be a mentor. And you just need to be a good student of a good mentor. So to speak. Hey, what, sir?
He be in over his head, so to speak.
Yeah, you just need to learn game from people. And I think he could have stayed under Sumlin a little bit longer. Because I think he could have established something at A&M. He might not have competed with Alabama under no circumstances, but he could have at least did a little something while he was the offensive coordinator. And those guys are, Texas Tech fans, they want to compete with those Texas schools, man. And he's got to do better than that, man, or he's gonna be up.
They want to go back. See, what they want Cliff Kingsbury to do is take him to the level Mike Leach took him to.
Well, it's going to be hard to do that because all these in Texas, the whole state of Texas got talent. But the thing is, the schools like the University of Texas, teams like Oklahoma, OSU, Arkansas, LSU, they're taking all your damn talent. So you gotta be able to get in the top 20 in recruiting. You gotta get those guys because otherwise you're gonna be limited to leftovers. Right. And that's the problem with Texas Tech is they're limited to leftovers because those schools in particular that I just mentioned are usually taking all the talent. That's not even including the Kansas schools that take a lot of Texas talent. That's not even including Oregon that comes down to Texas and steal people. That's not even including Alabama. Alabama recruits guys out of Texas as well. You've had quite a few guys that comes out of Texas, particularly Jalen Butthurst, Greg McElroy, to name a few. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be able to recruit it there, and they're not been able to do that, and that's been a major problem. And then let's not talk about A&M. A&M got all of Houston locked down. You know what I'm saying? Of course they can't recruit everybody, but you don't want to be limited to leftovers. You may as well be, if you're going to be limited to leftovers, you may as well be coaching at the University of Houston if that's the case.
Yep. And I think Jimbo learned a whole lot about the recruit things. I think he got some of Texas on lock. So that's another story another time now. Well,
I'll say this before you finish your point. Sumlin did a good job recruiting.
Yeah.
At A&M. He had most of East Texas, Houston locked down. And like with the University of Houston, which they still do good, but they're in a whole nother conference. So with that being said, if you have that same talent at the University of Houston playing against Big 12 schools, I don't know if they would make it out the Big 12 like that. But Sumlin always was in the top 10, top 15 every year in recruiting. The problem is he loses a lot of coaching staff as well. So that played a factor in him losing his job at A&M. Now, he didn't have a losing season. I think he had like one losing season at A&M, if that many. I don't think he had. It's either he didn't have a losing season or he only. So he did. So he did.
He did.
Okay, so yeah, but hopefully he does a good job over at the University of Arizona.
Hey, see if they won that game last night because they played USC last night.
I heard somebody say they got their ass whooped, but I want to confirm this before I jump the gun.
Who got their ass whooped?
I heard. Now, let me make sure let me be correct because I haven't been keeping up with college football, unfortunately. What is the 2012 football team? No, 24-20 Arizona USC.
Damn. Well, what you call Khalil Tate? He can't be. Well, he can't. He 0-3 against USC, and Arizona 0-3. So,
well, Sumlin got a. They can have a winning team this year, easily.
Yeah, they got to break out. He said he been trying to get them. His staff been trying to get them boys out them rich rod ways, man. You know, he just told me, he said, "Hey, we're a different breed of cat here." You know.
Yeah, and with his offense is really based around the wide receiver being able to read the defense more so the quarterback reading the defense with the air raid offense. So if a guy's playing bump and run, I think the best route to run is if there's no safety over the top, you run a short route or a quick slant or whatever.
Quick slant or post.
Yeah, so it's based off of how the defense are playing and stuff like that. So, but I think Kevin Sumlin will do pretty good for Arizona, University of Arizona, because they didn't fire Rich Rodriguez for being fucking mediocre every year in the Pac-10. I'm pretty sure
because he got caught.
Yeah, he's a hoe. They fired him because he's a hoe. Yeah, pretty much. So,
yeah, he wanted to lie about it. Like, bro. You can't lie about it, dude.
Yeah, so my thing is, man, I don't condone people cheating, but my thing is, man, if you're gonna do your thing, dude, at least be honest about the shit, man. If the admins tell you, hey, you need to admit to this shit, come forward about it. But you know, Arizona was mediocre under Rich Rodriguez. You know what I'm saying? So I think. In that regard, man, I think he'll do pretty good at Arizona. So, you know, Kevin Sumlin, man, I want you to go above expectations, man. That's the way I look at it, man. He need to go above and beyond expectations.
Yeah, hey, we are hoping Herm Edwards do well too, man. I mean, they whooped some ass. They were going against State's ass last night. They whooped some ass last night, Jack. 52-24. So, like I said, I still stick to my boy Herm, man. Our boy Herm, he gonna win about. I'm put it like this. Well, I don't know who they play next. I think they probably gonna play USC next. If they manage to beat USC, and then they win the following game. Since I know Oregon play. I forgot who Oregon played next. Oregon got to buy with Oregon pretty good next year. They said right now they really are the best third. They the best red zone scoring team in college football right now. So
yeah, and the good thing is they're not losing by much. But I wish Herm wasn't losing to San Diego's State, so nothing like that. But you know, him beating Arizona or Oregon State, hey, that's a good thing though. But I would like that. I would in a perfect world, I wish both Arizona and Arizona State went undefeated before those two guys played each other. That would be in a perfect world. But
in a perfect world, yes, but no, how that go. Yep. But yeah, man. So far, hey, ain't no problems with college football on this end. Dumbass moment of the day goes to Jeremy Pruitt. He did some fuck shit in which I don't even want to talk about it, but I just told dude on if it was a way I could pull it up while I'm talking to you on can you hear me?
I'm hearing. I'm clearly hearing you.
Okay, I'm pulling up my Instagram right now. Let me find this. Say something. Shit, fucking Instagram moving just slow as fucking hell. And I quote this from a boy, the Q. Perplexing decision, Coach Pruitt kicked the extra point. You still in the game. Now you need 2 touchdowns. I'm scratching my head.
Well, from what I'm seeing right now with the Tennessee Vols, man, at this point, I'm not expecting anything spectacular at this point from them. At this point of the year, you know, this season. The season I may as well charge to the game at this point.
Yep. But my reply to him was, I said, yeah, that would make sense. I said, but that's the Tennessee. I said, that would make sense, but this is the Tennessee Vols we talking about though, and they ain't my business.
Man, we talked because they stall. They stall every fucking year since Philip Fulmer left. Shit, Tennessee stalls. That's what we need to call them at this fucking point. Shit.
Man, I wish they had a guy. What if Steve Spurrier was the coach of that team, boy?
Oh, Tennessee. If Steve Spurrier was the head coach of Tennessee, I think he would have had them boys right. But unfortunately, he had a grudge against the University of Tennessee, so
yeah. But they honored him though recently at a thing. That was nice.
Yeah.
Free shoes. He called man. I still be tripping off that man. Free Shoes University.
I can't think of the school they called that shit, but Florida State Free Shoes University. Yeah, that shit was funny as hell. I died laughing.
Yep. Yeah, man. So, yeah, but like I said, college football season so far, I've been impressed so far. I've been thoroughly impressed. Now then, Jimmy, we got a couple of we got 2 little. Since you can hear me rattling here, I got 2 little things here. One is a toss-up question that was just sent to me, and I got a thank you letter. I'm gonna send a thank you letter. Say the thank you letter last, but this is a toss-up from a person forgot to tell me their name, but they're from Florida. Toss-up. What in college football related? What surprises you and Jimmy the most? Scott Frost going 0-4 at Nebraska, or Josh Heupel going 4-0 at Central Florida?
What is the surprise? 0-4 Nebraska? Oh, shit. I
wouldn't say it's Scott Frost, man, going 0-4 right now.
You know what? I'm not shocked. I'm personally not shocked at either one.
Because you got to look at the shitty ass players he got to work with, though.
I'm still not surprised that he went 0-4, and I'm not surprised Central Florida going 4-0 at all, because first of all, Josh Heupel came into a good situation there.
Yeah.
So I would say neither is a shock, because Frost came in with a shitty situation, and he doesn't have his own recruits right now. He needs to be there. You need to give that dude at least 5 fucking years to get it together. Now, if he doesn't do it in 5 years, then go ahead and kick his ass out the door. But at this point, he shouldn't get the normal 4 years you would give a coach at Nebraska. He should get all 5 years, because the dude, he's number one, he's an alumni. Number 2, he could have stayed in Central Florida and build a legacy at Central Florida instead of coming back to that fuck shit situation. The reason why is because Nebraska's foundation to being a winning tradition have always been to compete with Oklahoma, the Texas schools, for Texas talent. That have always been the foundation. Now, in Tom Osborne's case, in the 90s, He recruited in Florida, he recruited in California, and he recruited in Texas. He recruited in those 3 states and build a powerhouse. You know what I'm saying? Because in Nebraska, the only people you should be recruiting in Nebraska, unless you got a Mike Rozier or a big top level recruiter inside the state of Nebraska, is offensive linemen. That's the only people you should be recruiting, offensive and defensive linemen. Other than that, you should go out in the South and get those boys, man. You know, it's working for Ohio State. It worked for Michigan for many years and stuff like that. I mean, they got to get back. He got to reestablish himself as a recruiting guy. If Nebraska could get in the top 20, crack the top 20, even the fucking top 30 on rivals to compete, that's a good start, because now he got something to work with. And then for me, the way I look at it, in the Big Ten, Nebraska should be dominating the Big Ten, because a lot of the Big Ten is fucking slow. The way I look at it, a lot of the Big Ten outside of Ohio State and Michigan, those motherfuckers are slow as shit. Slow as fuck in Alaska. You should be able to.
I like Maryland though, man. I mean, Maryland, that was a pretty good addition. I think Rutgers should have never been added on to the Big Ten. I don't know what fuck, but I mean, but when you look at it, I look at it from a standpoint, and I have to agree with you there. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm more surprised about Scott Frost going 0-4. Now, if it was a toss-up saying if Scott Frost was 4-0 and Heupel was 4-0, yeah, I got to get advantage to Frost. But Frost inherited some fuck shit. Okay.
Yeah.
He inherited some straight
hoes.
I mean, just it is what it is. Because Mike Riley, he can't recruit worth a damn. And I mean, you know, when you got coaches that can't recruit worth a damn, and they're just lazy, they don't need to be coaching, period. They don't need to be doing nothing. So, I mean, Nebraska, they just got to be patient. Nebraska got to be patient with Frost, man. I'll say by year 2, they'll get it together. But right now, like you said, Heupel, you know, but from the sound of your toss-up is, man, to change it, the nod goes to Heupel because he walked into a good situation. I mean, he looked to work. He jumped into a good situation, and then they said Heupel know how to recruit too. So I gotta put it like this: is it though? It's neutral. I'm surprised at Scott Frost being 0-4, but then again, I'm surprised about Josh Heupel being 4-0 right now. So it's pretty even. It's dead even.
Yeah, I totally agree, because dude walked into a good situation. I say even if Central Florida didn't go undefeated last year, I say Josh Heupel would have still walked into a good situation because of the conference he was in. The conference AAC, the Florida schools, the last 3 years have been the top teams for the most part. So yeah, he walked into a damn good situation, man. So I mean, look at the Florida schools in Conference USA, Florida Atlantic and International. They're doing a damn thing up in those conferences. So when you look at it and you look at the talent they have over there in Florida, because those guys play football, practice football year round, and then every once in a while you'll get a Olympic track guy over in Florida, because you got to think about it. It's warm year round, so Florida school is gonna have an advantage. Same thing in Texas. It's pretty much warm, other than the few days it get cold out here in Texas. It's warm year round, so that's the reason why you have a lot of guys in track and field and football are able to be good. You know what I'm saying? Same in California. You know, they're able to be good because they don't have to go inside of an indoor arena. You know what I'm saying? Like most other teams in cold states and shit like that. They can just stay outside and shit. Hey, we finna practice on our endurance. We're going to practice on our speed, and then we finna get popping and dropping. So that's where the advantage comes in.
Right. Yep. So you had to toss it there. Okay. Thank you. Letter comes from Remember the young man that asked us about what should he do about as far as like with scholarships and his, and military, and he asked that question to me,
Yes, sir.
Jared. Well, Jared's dad sent me an email, and he kept it brief and wasn't nothing. He said, "Dear Craig and Jimmy," he said, "I listened to your." He said, "First of all, he said, I'm glad to know that my son likes to sneak and listen to you guys and stuff like that. And I'm not mad with him about that because you two keep it real and tell it like it is." He said he asked you guys a question about what do you think. He asked you guys a question about what do you think about what he should do in regards to either with the military or whatever second option, fallback options he needs to do. And both of you guys told him, hey, if you got scholarships for D1 or 1AA schools, to take it. Well, I'd like to thank you two for helping him to dissuade his decision, because he decided to go ahead and pursue those scholarships to a 1A school. He didn't say which one. And he said, what struck me was Craig's story about the military, and I had Jared to re-listen to it again. And Craig was right on several things. The military is not for everybody, even though school is not for everybody either. He said, but it's a chance to advance yourself into the real world. I'm glad you guys told him that if you got the scholarships, take them, and take them. See, because the military, despite the fact the military offer you all these benefits, say you really have to work for it, and really the military is not a good place to be for my son or for anybody else for that matter. So I'd like to thank you two for helping him with his decision. With him being 17, he'll be turning 18 toward the end of June of next year, which he's graduating. He said, I'm glad that eased his mind a bit, and he felt that and at first he thought you guys were being negative. He said, but after listening to what you guys were saying, this helped his decision. So he's going to go ahead and pursue his football career, and he's going to have something to fall back on while he's, while he's in school, getting ready to take up a major in communications. Hey, no problem. You're welcome. We're glad we helped him on that, man, because like Jimmy and I said, the military ain't for every goddamn body. I even shared the stories myself how the military is. And like I said, college is not for everybody either, but if you want to advance and make it up to the world and stuff like that, fine and good,
Exactly. And again, like I said about college, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to go to college, learn how to network with some people in case you need a job, or you're trying to get some loans to start a business and stuff like that. Don't just rely on that degree to just be like, well, I got a degree, so I don't need anybody. That's where you're going to fuck up at. Get somebody that's going to mentor you either in college or outside of college, but learn how to be a good networker, because sometimes you might not be going for the same degree, but people out there can help you. You got to understand, and I say this to anybody, whether you're grown or old as hell, some of the most successful people in the world, I'll say about 90% of them, about 95% of them had a mentor. And it's important to have a mentor. It's important to learn how to network and be able to talk to people so you can be successful in wherever you at. Sometimes you might not have a mentor, but you can learn some good game from people, and that could take you somewhere and stuff like that. Now, that's not the best way to learn, but if you have to learn like that, then, hey, do your thing. But my main thing is, hey, go out there and network with some people. You know what I'm saying? Let's say your degree doesn't get you where you want to go, and you might have to go to another occupation or something like that. Be able to network with people so you can be able to eat. That's the main thing. So I'm glad we was able to help you, man, and much success to you, and wish you the best of luck, man.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely glad to be of service on that. Well, not to be of service, but glad to help him on that decision there. All right, Jimmy, now we're going to get on some real talk one-on-one today. And if scratch me if you and cuss me out if we talked about this before. I was rapping tape with one of my road dogs from high school, Mario Graham. Big shout out to him. And man, we were just talking about with these with the kids today and stuff like that. And out of respect to him, I'm not going to tell me what he was saying about what was going on with his. You know, that was between he and I. But we were just fast forward the conversation, man. You know, you got a lot of parents is letting their kids get away with shit, whether they teenagers or they grown. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this. If you're a parent, and I think Jimmy has said this before, be a parent first and a friend second, not the other way around. Okay? And then also to all you kids out there, stop trying to depend on your moms and pops to do everything else, to do this and do that for you. You know, whether, you know, if you want the new pair of Jordans and all this shit, or I'm talking about want to buy the latest new LG phone or iPhone, and you're buying all that other shit, you know, you're going to have to get out and earn it. Get up off your ass and earn it. In fact, I mean, if you're making plans to want to get phones and stuff like that, plan for your future.
Exactly.
Parents, you need to sit down and talk to your kids, man. Stop being a buddy for once with your kids and talk to them about what they want to do in their future. Because I'm going to say some shit here, and I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be 40 in 2 more weeks, okay? When I was in high school, when I went to Southside, when I graduated from Southside in May of 96, and let's backtrack a little bit, I didn't learn nothing. You know, I learned a little bit in my 10th and 11th grade year, but come my 12th grade year, Jimmy, I ain't learned a damn thing.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, I passed my classes and stuff, but I felt I really didn't, you know, I felt I really didn't learn shit because, man, my senior year was all about who's who. You know, I wasn't all for that shit, man. And I'll be honest, I was bored as hell in school.
Yeah.
That's why, you know, like my old geometry teacher, big shout out to him, Robert White. That's why I used to clown around so much, and I still passed his class, though. You know, I wasn't fond of him. You know, I even made a vocal at one point, but I told him, man, I quote, I said, man, I'm about sick of you sitting me up in the front of the class like I'm a clown or something, dog. I'm a student. I ain't no clown. I would get bored at school. And keep in mind, man, when I moved from Chicago in the Midwest and probably in the East Coast, and I believe some parts of the West Coast too, the Midwest had the most advanced school system there is, period. I mean, they were doing block scheduling when I left.
Yeah.
And then when you get down here, I think BTW, they started doing the block scheduling like back in, like in my senior year, and then when Southside did it. Yeah. They tried a cup of coffee with it for one time, and then after that, they went back to the old way because it didn't work for some. It mysteriously did not work for some reason. And you know how that go.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you something. I really, when I graduated high school, I really did not have any plans, for real. I was just more like kind of like go with the flow and stuff like that. And really, military wasn't really my first option. Because my thing was I wanted to go to school. You know, went to school at Shelby State, which is now Southwest now, and just work. You know. And then I wanted to, try to at least make something, at least have about like 2 years of college, junior college credit and stuff like that. And it worked for a minute. And then I was like, well, forget it. So then when I went to the service in 97, like I said, that was the last thing I wanted to do. But, it put some money in my pocket and stuff like that. Like I said, I joined the military for the benefits, but look, man, if your kids ain't got any plans and shit like that, parents, you need to sit down and talk to them. Stop being buddies with them.
Yeah.
You got to get, it's nut cutting time, and here it is October. May, prom time, and then, because, I'm like this here. If you can lit your Facebook page with prom pictures and stuff like that, lit my page with something about, my son said he going to plan on doing this and that. Or my daughter said she gonna plan on doing this and that. And so. I don't want to see nothing about, like it was one guy I saw on there on Facebook, man. He admitted, and he said that he didn't care. Talking about, everybody said that I need to stop being a friend to and stop being a friend first to my kids all the time, and then being a parent second. And you know, he arrogant to say that you know he you know that's the way he is. Okay, what that's what well, you just basically just admitted your shortcomings as a parent. You know, well, lack of a better term, you may want to correct me on that, Jimmy, but you know, if I had children, man, I'd be like this here. Look, man, graduation time gonna be here before you know it. You gonna start thinking about what you want to do. You know, I told you, man. You know, military not an option. I mean, you got to start doing something. Okay, college not for everybody. You know, you got to do something. I mean, if you gonna attend a local college or stuff like that, this and that, yada yada yada, you know, that's fine and good. But you gonna have to, you know, like, you know, go out to work, go to school, something. You gotta do something, you know.
Yeah.
But you know that you know you got to fault these way these kids are now because of these parents, man, because they be spoiling their kids to death and all this and that. Hell, I mean, it's just appalling. I mean, like when I grew up, hey, it was just me. It was just me, moms and pops. I ain't, you know, I ain't had to ask them about shit, you know, about hey man, if I can do this and if it was something I wanted. Yeah, they went out and got it for me. But you know, like when you had to keep your grades up. That was the deal.
There's nothing wrong with that either.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, you got some of these most of these parents today, man, they'll reward their child for failure. Can you believe that? And that's the most sickening thing I ever seen. It's sick. They will reward them for failure. I'm like, oh, okay. How they so this how it works now? You know?
Yeah, and these very same parents would be like, well, back in my day, well, bitch, you're not applying the traditions of back in the day. You're just sitting up here doing what you do because you can do it. You know, so if back in the day was so good, why don't you put that same application to raising your children? That's my thing.
The foundation, if you will.
Foundation, yeah, man. You know, these parents, you know, it's crazy with these damn parents these days, man. So they set their kids up for failure, man. They set their kids up to be, you know, menaces to society, for lack of a better term. You know what I'm saying? You know, and they wonder why they're single parents and shit like that. They're by themselves when it comes to raising them kids, man. Don't nobody want to be around that fuck shit. Nobody want to be around that fuck shit. Raise your kids, man. Stop trying to be buddy with your child. You don't have to do that. You don't need to do that. Be a fucking parent. Put your foot down. Mm-hmm. Put your fucking foot down.
No means no.
Yeah.
No means no. That's how it is.
No,
shit.
No should mean no. Not well, mommy, please. No. You don't have to take this L right now, man. Fuck that. You know, people don't know how to put their foot down to their kids, man. And then they wonder why their kids are criminals. They wonder why you know, they wondering why their kids getting their ass kicked. You know what I'm saying? They're in jail and all that shit, man. You know, build that foundation, man. Build that foundation of discipline, man. There's a reason why you're a parent. There's a reason why you're the authority of that household, man. Your kid.
Yep. Hell yeah. And then it's just like, man, you know, and that's why I said, especially if your grown kids ain't got, you know, well, they're the fucking worst, you know?
Yeah.
They're the worst.
And I hate people who raise grown ass kids into failure. That's one thing I hate more than anything. To see a grown ass man not have zero fucking discipline. That's a fucking waste right there, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm not saying you should put your kids out in their 20s. I'm not saying that, but damn, man, if
No.
your kid gonna be that goddamn trifling, they need to learn how to. They need their own shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, with the shit you was telling me about, oh boy, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna mention
Yeah.
it maybe tomorrow, but the shit you were telling me
Mhm.
about, oh boy, he should have been got his own shit. If he gonna do all that, he should have been got his own shit. The way I look at it, man, you a grown ass man. Ain't nobody got time to be coddling your punk ass. The way I see it, man. So
Yeah, and then and on that note, man, it's like I told this person. I said, dude, you 22 years old. I said, if I was able to go back in time and snatch my 22-year-old self back from 18, what's this, 2018, 18 years ago, man, he kicked, man, my 22-year-old self will whoop your ass and gone back and gone back in the time stream and continue doing what he was doing. Hell,
yeah,
because I ain't never did, and then and I remember I had this one little incident, man, on Facebook. I ain't gonna say ain't gonna say no name. Like some motherfucker had a nerve to no, it wasn't on Facebook. No, this is some old fuck nigga at FedEx, one of my pops' old fuck boy followers that he used to work with. Motherfucker gonna tell me, yeah, I can tell, man, your son ain't got no goddamn discipline about himself. He probably ain't got none outside. I said, well, I probably got more than you. I said, you wanna know what discipline is? The discipline that I have is not fucking around 5 different women having 4 fucking kids you can barely take care of. So where we at now? Dude
exactly.
couldn't say shit. Dude couldn't say a motherfucking thing, bro.
I
But
agree,
I told
man.
I told my pops, I said, hey, that's your partner. I said, hey, that's your partner. I said, but you should have stepped up and said something to me, and I'm your son. You gonna let that man talk to me like that? That's all right. I said, he got one more time. That's
Yeah,
it. But these motherfuckers, man, like you said, you look at all these kids now, they ain't got no fucking discipline. Half of them they lack they emphasis on the word lack. They lack self-control. Uh and and really, like I said, you really gotta fault the source, the parent though, bro. I mean, because it ain't no, it's no foundation set. Nothing. I mean,
yeah,
when we grew up, Jimmy, it was yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Pick up behind yourself, clean up behind yourself, wipe your ass, wash your face, brush your teeth, do this, do that. Wash the dick. If you met, like I said before, if I say it again, if you mess up, you clean up. You know, that's the fuck you supposed to do.
yeah,
That's what that's your teenage supposed to do. You ain't supposed to be negotiating about no fucking LG phone or the latest Verizon phone or whatever and all this and that shit and think your mom's dad gonna do every fucking thing. No, no, no. You at an age right now where y'all parents, your kid is at an age right now where you need to tell them, hey, you gotta start thinking about doing what you need to do. You gotta start, whatever it is you want, you gotta get out work for. Bro, I started my first job, legal job, started collecting Social Security when I was 16, worked for Commercial Appeal.
yeah,
And man, and I remember how much minimum wage was back then, $4.25. So I mean, hey, that was a happy ass $31.40 I was bringing home every fucking Wednesday for my goddamn self. A motherfucker would laugh at that shit. Be like, okay, so like you had some more stupid niggas at Fed talking about, man, that's all you just work one day. I'm like, yeah. So what the fuck?
yeah.
But
And,
but like I said though, man, I mean, I ain't learned not, when I was telling my boy Mario about it, I said, man, I ain't learned shit in high school. Not at all. And he said that, and he felt my same sentiment too, because he said when he had to transfer from Southside, he went to Sheffield. And he said, Sheffield was an optional school. He said, Craig, I'm in the fucking Algebra 1 class of 7th and 8th graders. I said, yeah, Sheffield, basically, correct me if I'm wrong, was the first optional school.
yeah,
You know, And like I said, like some of these other schools, like I said, Southside and Hamilton, all those shit, mainly Southside. I mean, they call themselves trying to do the block scheduling and shit. And they fucked it out. They fucked it up all entirely, man, for every damn thing. I'm like, damn. These
yeah,
motherfuckers can't even run a fucking consistent ass system. But some of the schools had it perfected except their ass. So
yeah,
I mean, the block scheduling is not hard. All it is, do 3 classes, you out of there. They treated it like it's a college. They, you know, basically what the block school schedule was just it was getting the students ready for what college is gonna be like. That's all it was. And you had some of the schools couldn't even fucking do that.
Yeah, so, and they took away block schedule my last year in high school because we did block schedule throughout the entire timeline of me being at Oak Haven. And then when my last senior year, we did all our classes, but I had my last class was like a study hall or some shit like that from what I can remember. But with block scheduling, it gives you time to do your homework and rest your brain. But what I did was when I had my study hall, I did all my homework in study hall and then bullshit and check the shit out of niggas throughout the duration of the rest of study hall, or I would go straight to sleep on that motherfucker.
Yeah. What year you graduated? Okay.
I graduated in 2003 at Oak Haven.
Okay. Was you there back in 99, 2000?
Yes, I was.
Okay. Yeah, I had a partner of mine that went there. She went there. I got to tell you her name. I'll tell you about off the L. But, man, she told me a story, man, because I forgot to share this. I reconnected with him recently. And she doing okay. Man, she told me, man, I remember she told me the story about when she went to, because she was attending Howard and she graduated from there too. She was there, bro. She was there, and I'm going to tell you this story off there. She was there when 9/11 happened out in Washington.
Yeah.
She saw it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm going to share that story off air. Yeah, man, but like I said, man, Pass, y'all need to start getting, y'all need to pick up y'all tempo a little bit, man, for real.
Well, here's the thing. One of the foundations of this come from a lot of these man-hating ass women. And I'm not going to dismiss responsibility for dudes too, because you dudes need to stop having so many dusty ass baby mamas as well. I'm about to address that, but y'all women, stop procreating with fuck niggas. And stop having this man-hating ass mentality towards not only your baby daddy is your son, because you procreated with that man. And if you're gonna procreate somebody, why are you gonna teach hatred to that son? You gotta think about it. Your child is gonna be the reflection of his father as well. You know, and that's why most of the time these kids are gonna carry the last name of their fathers in a lot of cases and shit like that. So y'all gotta stop being on that fuck shit when it comes to dealing with these boys. That's the reason why your boys is cussing you out and calling you all types of bitches and hoes, and you supposed to be their mother, because you built the foundation for the fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? You hate this dude's dad so much that your son fucking hates you. You know what I'm saying? You coddle these damn boys. You try to overprotect these boys. Let these boys be a boy. If you have to, get them around some of your brothers and sisters. Get them around some of his uncles and shit like that, so it can teach him how to be a man. It's too many these women talking about, well, I'm the mother and the daddy. No, the fuck you ain't. You the motherfucking mother. You can't. It's impossible to be the mother and the father. You know what I'm saying? So,
like I said, a woman can't raise a boy to be a man, dog. That's a man's job.
Yeah, that's a man's job. Yes, a mama can give a kid guidance, but you can only do so much. It ain't you're not a man. You don't know what it's like to think like a man, act like a man, how it is to protect yourself as a man. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why kids need to be around grown ass men. Even if their dad's not there, at least get them around some uncles that can lace them with some real game, or some good male influence that can lace them with some games. That's the reason why you got a lot of mumble mouth rappers out here that with no kind of game. It's night and day compared to the Drakes of the world, the Kendrick Lamars of the world, to the Fetty Waps with 7 and 20 baby mamas up in this motherfucker. To all these mumble mouth rappers. The difference between the two is one of those guys had daddies in their life and they had mentors in their life. You know, Kendrick Lamar, he learned a lot of game from Dr. Dre. He He sat up there and learned game from Dr. Dre. Drake, he learned game from Drake Prince. You know what I'm saying? It's night and day. So even in Drake, from what I understand, Drake had a daddy. You know what I'm saying? He would spend summers up in Memphis all the time around his father. You know what I'm saying? His mother would be like, "Hey, you finna spend the whole summer in Memphis, and then come back to Canada to be raised by his mother." And his mother did a good job of co-parenting with the father and shit like that. But even him, he had a mentor. You know, Jay Prince. You can't say shit about Drake. And like I say, I'm a big Drake fan. You know, I'm not a fan of everything he do, but I'm just giving you an example of the way a man thinks. Get him around some real men. Stop leaving your kids around your dusty ass sisters who can't keep a man, just like your stupid ass can't keep a fucking man. Stop give him around that crowd, because he gonna handle situations like a woman. You know what I'm saying? And this is no disrespect, because some women can handle their self logically. But I'm talking about the type of women I'm talking about is hood rats. Yo dude acting like a hood rat. Yo son acting like a fucking hood rat. That your sisters be acting like and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Sit your ass down, man. Let that kid get some game. Get him around some real men that can think logically, that can be on some logical shit. Stop punishing this boy for trying to be a man. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is right there, man.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, man, because shit, fucking hood rats, and you know, and really then somebody, and you know, shit, hood rats can is not just a female, guys. It's some of y'all is the niggas too.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And the niggas is the worst ones. So yeah, hey, it's your fault. You know, like I was told one time that I ain't good. You can't be a good role model to my child. What the fuck? How the fuck? I said, well, if I ain't such a good role model to your child, is he out in the street? No. Is he doing good in school? Well, yeah. I said, well, okay. You know, I had an old cunt tell me that one time, man. I ain't disrespecting no lady like that. That good old hood cunt tell me some shit like that one time, man. But yeah, man. You know, you parents, y'all need to pick your tempo up a bit. Stop being fucking buddies to your damn children, and get on the goddamn ball and do some damn parenting. You're a parent first and a friend second, not the other way around. Period. Because that shit there, man. I mean, it's fucking. It just fucking irks me. You know, it just fucking irks me though, bro. It's just like, whoa. And then that, like I said on my for my podcast for tomorrow, with the live stream with you for tomorrow, you know, because I'll give you the word on it when the coast is clear on that shit.
Yeah.
When the coast is clear in the house. So I can tell you about it, the whole thing. I mean, just looking at some of this shit right now, dog, it's just like, hey, this motherfucker here, man, you know.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why I give men the advice that I give them when it comes to dealing with women with kids, in terms of dating women with kids, because you know it can be a motherfucking, like I say, this is no knock on women with children, because a lot of the women that listen to my live streams are women that happens to have children, but a lot of them would say the exact same thing. The surprising thing is a lot of the women, especially single mothers, would say the exact same thing I'm saying. That's the crazy thing about it. Like my close friend Priscilla up in Memphis, who worked at FedEx as a driver, she agreed with everything I said, and I was very harsh in terms of my delivery, but she would agree. You know, she can't dispute that. She doesn't dispute that at all. You know, and that's the homegirl. So, you know, my thing is, like I say, get them. You know, make sure these boys become real men. You know, as opposed to being, you know what I'm saying, with that estrogen in their system. Man, there's too much estrogen flowing around this motherfucker. You know, the only estrogen I want to flow around me is a woman that ass I'm finna grab, not no grown ass man that got the same muscle tone as my black ass does, man. So it is
Man,
what it is.
I mean, I agree with you on that statement. I ain't shit. I'm on a woman with some estrogen, not no testosterone. That's all I gotta say.
Exactly.
Shit. But man, other than that, man, you got anything to add?
Man, nothing else, man. Very good show, man. I had to rejuvenate it as usual, man. But hopefully, we get some time off a little bit, man, so I can like get it together, man. Get my energy back, man. But like I say, great show, man. And I thank everybody who's looking at the show, man, or who's looking at the playback in the future and stuff like that. And shout out to my boy Zeke in the chat room out of Great Britain, all the way in Great Britain. You know I'm gonna get on your ass about your world champion, boy. But we
The fucking bloody UK man.
yeah,
He's over the UK, mate. What's going on?
yeah. I got people
Thank you.
international, man, and I want to get to my objective to get to 20,000 followers on YouTube, man. So I can get some AdSense, and man, same to you, man. Hopefully we're gonna get some AdSense and we start chilling, man. Be able to do this on an everyday basis, man. Get enough money where we can do this on an everyday basis, man, as opposed to finding time in the work schedule to do this shit, man. Because I love live streaming. I love dropping signs in this mug, man. I'm trying to get on Ticket TV level, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get past Ticket TV level, man. And you know something? I didn't know this. Did you know Ticket TV is a former basketball player?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Shout out to Coach Sheldon Harrison. He actually told me this, and I was like, okay, he has basketball knowledge, but sometimes he go a little overboard, man. But I respect him, and I actually a mod for his chat room and stuff like that. But I didn't know he was a professional basketball player because I know he's about 6'9", 6'10", something like that. He played, but he's played overseas. I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Because I think when he was arguing with Kenny Porter, as they call him, hey Diddy, because you go back to his old live streams before Thursday. Mm-hmm. He was arguing with a dude named Kenny Porter. His son is a current WBC welterweight champion. He was arguing with him, and he showed his house. I mean, we seen the inside of his house. His inside.
Yeah, I remember that episode. Yeah,
he showed.
He got a nice career, man.
Yeah, he has. I'm talking about. He showed from the inside. He's only showed the inside, but he showed the outside. He's holding paper, and he knows how to. One thing I can say about Ticket TV, I don't always agree with him, and I've had my moments with Ticket TV. He knows how to monetize himself. That's one thing he has done. But dude is holding paper. He's still getting money from those teams out there in I think he played in the Dominican Republic or something like that. But he's holding paper though. You know, from those basketball contracts. And I didn't know that. And shout out to Coach Sheldon Harrison. Because he was talking about he gonna drop off 50,000 to he said he betting 50,000 and he gonna add to whatever people donate against Kenny Porter that his son gonna get knocked out by current IBF champion Errol Spence. I was like, damn, if he could come up with 50,000, yeah, he got a good little million running around. You know what I'm saying? He got a good. He holding paper of some sort though. But from what I've understand, I don't know the numbers, but he's still generating revenue from his basketball. You know, I think he's retired now, something like that. But he's a former basketball player, and I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I gotta agree with you, man, on that. I mean, yeah, we did come up with a good show. This is probably about 2 hours long. Really don't care. Let me say this, and like I said, stay tuned tomorrow for a special edition of Jimmy J Smooth as Craig comes clean, because Jimmy J gonna be coming with the no bullshit questions. As to what happens, why am I saying this is gonna be a very special edition on this day? Is because this is the day that somebody is not gonna have my last name anymore. Period.
As a matter of fact, he's gonna pay for her to take that name off her list. Off.
I ain't paying nothing out of my goddamn pocket here.
She gonna do it. Oh, okay, all right. Well, he gonna make sure she get that hell off there. That's for sure. He gonna make sure she get that get that Smith name off of. Because the Smith name has too much pride. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to put some respect on Craig Smith's name, man.
Yeah, like Birdman say, put some respect on my respect, man. What did he say? Respect me?
Yeah, put some respect on my name.
Some. Yep. But without further ado, y'all, without further ado. Until then, y'all, stay tuned tomorrow. This is Craig Smith, born and raised in 773, relocated to 901 and still trying to hold down 256. Like thank Jimmy J. Smooth, who's born and raised in 901, now representing 832. Y'all know how he do. With that, we'll holler at y'all tomorrow.
All right, peace.
What's up?